I saw the debate between the two vice presidential candidates, and for what it's worth, I thought it was a very civil debate. It was refreshing to watch. JD Vance came off as not being such a big dick, still was, and I believe Walz did a phenomenal job when all I've heard is that he was not a great debater. I'm gonna cop out and not say who I think won because of course I thought Walz was the most factual, cold-headed, and had the temperament that I look for in a successful candidate.
Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status, temporary protected status.
Well, Mark, the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on.
Why are the convict felon and the couch humpers so against being fact checked? For you maggots and undecided voters out there, don't you think that's weird and shady? I sure as hell do.
We're not going to stop it by listening to experts. We're going to stop it by listening to common sense wisdom, which is what Donald Trump governed on.
Common sense? The felon Trump looked at the sun during an eclipse. He wanted to build a moat on the border and fill it with alligators. He wanted to use a nuke to stop a hurricane. He thought drinking bleach was a good way to kill COVID. I mean, I can go on. Where's the common sense in any of that?
When Donald Trump said, I've got a concept of a plan, it cracked me up as a fourth grade teacher because my kids would have never given me that.
I had to put that in. It was a great moment and very true. The felon has a sub-fourth grade intelligence. But I want to segue into their discussion about the insurrection, which I thought was a pivotal moment, even though it was toward the end.
In Minnesota, a group gathered on the state capitol grounds in St. Paul and said, we're marching to the governor's residence and there may be casualties. The only person there was my son and his dog, who was rushed out crying by state police. Sometimes you really want to win, but the democracy is bigger than winning an election, and a president's words matter. A president's words matter. People hear that. To deny what happened on January 6th, the first time in American history that a president or anyone tried to overturn a fair election and the peaceful transfer of power. And here we are 4 years later in the same boat.
I agree with everything he said. Why are we still debating this issue? There's no debate. He lost.
He is still saying he didn't lose the election. I would just ask that. Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
Of course the Sofa King didn't answer because the convict felon was listening. He's being graded.
It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power on January the 20th, as we have done for 250 years in this country.
There's a video available of that day.
He lost the election. This is not a debate. It's not anything anywhere other than in Donald Trump's world. Because look, when Mike Pence made that decision to certify that election, that's why Mike Pence isn't on this stage. What I'm concerned about is, where is the firewall with Donald Trump? Where is the firewall if he knows he could do anything, including taking an election, and his vice president's not going to stand to it? That's what we're asking you, America. So, America, I think you've got a really clear choice on this election of who's going to honor that democracy and who's going to honor Donald Trump.
Walz was honest and fair and laid it out there to us.
There's one that Senator Vance said that does resonate with me. He said, Donald Trump makes the people I care about afraid. A lot of America feels that way. We don't need to be afraid. Franklin Roosevelt was right. All we have to fear is fear itself. Kamala Harris is bringing us a new way forward. She's bringing us a politics of joy. She's bringing real solutions for the middle class, and she's centering you at the heart of that.
Walz was honest and fair and laid it out there to us, the American people. He didn't treat us like children or tell us we were stupid or ought to have our heads examined if we didn't vote his way. Here's the thing. I liked this debate. As an ex-Republican, I like Walz's policies because I think they are centrist and favorable to both sides of the aisle. And I agree with his closing statement. I don't want to live in a nation of fear, and I don't want a VP that's going to be too busy with his nose up the orange felon's crack to stop him from doing something rash. Again.